Breaking news tonight, and this is the headline shaking every financial desk across the globe. RV victory has been confirmed, and the long-speculated revaluation of the Iraqi Dinar and the Vietnamese Dong is no longer rumor or theory. After years of doubt, debate, and speculation, this revaluation has now been verified and officially integrated into global banking and financial systems. August 20th is locked as the date when the international community will recognize this historic event. Celebrations are planned in Iraq, Vietnam, and financial hubs worldwide, with fireworks, ceremonies, and cultural showcases already scheduled. What was once whispered as fantasy has now become one of the biggest stories in modern financial history. For years, investors, analysts, and ordinary citizens held on to cautious hope that one day these currencies would be valued fairly in international markets. That day has now arrived. The Iraqi dinar is fixed at 7.88, while the Vietnamese dong is officially set at 532. These are no longer numbers in speculation forums. They are operational, functioning, and being processed in real-time transactions across global markets. Banks from Baghdad to New York, from Hanoi to London, have already synchronized their systems, confirming the change. In cities across Iraq and Vietnam, long lines of people are forming at banks, eager to validate the new value of their savings and holdings. The celebrations go beyond numbers and into national pride. In Baghdad, fireworks are being prepared to light up the skies on August 20th. In Hanoi, cultural parades and festivals are being scheduled. Internationally, events will be held in places like Dubai, Washington, and London to mark the revaluation milestone. For many economists, this event is already being compared to the euro's launch in 1999, a moment that reshaped the global monetary order. But this revaluation carries a different weight, as it signals not only financial transformation, but also the rise of new global leaders in Iraq and Vietnam. The confirmation has shaken the very foundations of global finance. For decades, the US dollar and the euro held monopoly power as the pillars of trade and international reserves. With this revaluation, new players have entered the field. The Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong now carry legitimate weight and are officially recognized in institutional frameworks worldwide. Analysts agree that we are now witnessing a new era of multipolar finance, where influence is spread among multiple nations rather than concentrated in one or two dominant powers. This change is not cosmetic, it is structural and will affect global trade for years to come. The integration has been smooth and decisive. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, HSBC, and countless other major banks have updated their systems to reflect the new rates. Transactions in IQD and VND are now processed seamlessly through payment networks, reflecting months of preparation behind the scenes. This kind of institutional readiness leaves no room for doubt. The revaluation is real, it is recognized, and it is permanent. The infrastructure upgrades alone prove that this was carefully coordinated across continents, with cooperation from some of the largest financial institutions in the world. For Iraq, this revaluation represents the culmination of years of struggle, reform, and discipline. The Central Bank of Iraq cracked down on black market trading, tightened regulations on foreign exchange, and stabilized its monetary framework. Oil contracts have now been recalibrated to match the new rates, ensuring revenue streams are protected and aligned with global expectations. Iraq now enters the capital markets as a powerful player, no longer a vulnerable economy on the fringes, but a nation with renewed influence, particularly within OPEC+. Its strengthened currency gives it more authority in global energy negotiations, increasing both confidence and respect on the world stage. For Vietnam, the revaluation marks its leap into true financial power. Long known as an export-driven manufacturing hub, Vietnam has now demonstrated that its currency holds weight as well. This achievement reflects years of disciplined policymaking, technological investment, and diversification of trade partnerships. By anchoring its revaluation on both productivity and reserves of key commodities, Vietnam has given itself a hybrid framework for stability. Its influence in Asia now grows beyond manufacturing to monetary leadership, offering a balance against China's dominance and reinforcing Vietnam's role as a cornerstone of Asia's growth story in the decades to come. Markets around the world have responded in dramatic fashion. Within hours of the announcement, Forex platforms saw record trading volumes and some even experienced outages due to overwhelming demand. Cryptocurrency markets introduced new stablecoins backed by IQD and VND, providing digital investors with direct exposure to the newly revalued currencies. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange is already exploring futures contracts to broaden opportunities for hedging and speculation. This is not only an institutional event, but also a cultural one, as investors across every sector are rushing to position themselves in what has been described as the most extraordinary financial shift of this generation. For ordinary citizens in Iraq and Vietnam, the impact is deeply personal. Banks in Baghdad and Hanoi are reporting surging demand as people check their accounts, exchange currency, and confirm balances. In the United States, redemption centers are facing overwhelming traffic, with call volume spiking 400% overnight. Many centers are extending hours, installing biometric verification, and guaranteeing same-day fund dispersal for verified holders. The excitement is matched with strict security and transparency to ensure that this historic process runs smoothly and safely for everyone involved. The human energy surrounding this event is electric and unprecedented in scale. Analysts and economists are united in describing this as a watershed moment in global monetary history. Some compare it to the gold standard's collapse, others to the euro's launch, but all agree that the revaluation of the dinar and dong signals the arrival of a multipolar financial era. Dr. Marcus Ellington of Global Monetary Review said this marks the shift of liquidity away from the US dollar and euro towards new nations rising on the global stage. Similarly, analysts in Asia have praised Vietnam for its transparency and digital infrastructure, which provided the foundation for stable and lasting revaluation success. The response from financial institutions has been equally powerful. International organizations have publicly applauded Iraq and Vietnam for years of disciplined reform. Their transparency and preparedness have stunned even seasoned analysts. The success of this revaluation is being